Music Trafficking DJs.
What's up, man? It's Bezo803 on that social media. This is my co-host.
Yeah, man, it's been Mikey on all social media.
Yeah, this is the Legendary interview series. And right now, man, we documenting the legendary sound of SUMTER, man. We doing this to give people their flowers, give them their love while they're here. We got legendary men in the building right now. We're going to be documenting and talking about, the history of, their DJ careers, how it got started, and their relationship to Sound of SUMTER, one of the legendary music companies and staples of the community. That's physical building is no longer here, but we got these gentlemen here that helped build that place, and we're going to talk about it today. So how y'all doing, fellas?
Hey, what's happening?
What's up now?
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to introduce everybody, man. We got the legendary DJ Steven X in the building. What's up? We got the legendary DJ Effect in the building, legendary DJ Al in the building, and the legendary DJ J-Boy. What's up, man? We here. So we're going to start this thing off right. I wasn't there. I wasn't even alive when this thing started. So I'm going to just be kind of chiming in and narrating this thing, me and Ben Mikey. We're going to start off with Steven X because he got the longest history with the company. So we want to talk about, where did you have your first introduction to music, and how did you decide, hey, I want to be a DJ?
Well, it started in the Boogie Down Bronx in 1976.
Okay.
And I used to want to be a DJ, but the only thing I would do back then was just watch the DJs, which was the legendary Africa Bambaataa and the Zulu Nation.
Okay.
And Grand Wizard Theodore.
Gotcha.
The Chuck City crew, the Big Mac crew.
Legendary.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
that's the ones that started it. The L Brothers off of Jerome Avenue.
Mm.
And I started out as a record boy. I used to pass Africa Bambaataa his records.
A record boy.
Give me scratching.
They don't know nothing about that, man.
Can't stop.
They know about Serato and all. They pick the laptop up.
I still
and
get
you
all
gone.
my stuff. Yeah.
All right, that's dope, man. So you when did you get to South Carolina?
I came here in 78, 79.
And when you got here, you just immediately went into DJing. How tell that story?
When I came here, I had already started DJing up there.
Okay.
And when I came here, I started DJing and renting some speakers from the Sound of SUMTER. Me and my brother. We was called Brothers P.
Okay.
For Brothers Pinckney's, but it was Brothers P, me and my brother. And we used to go to Jenkins Center and stuff like that, Bernie Circle, and we used to DJ in there in Southside Gym.
Gotcha.
And we used to rent the equipment from Sound of SUMTER. And what happened was how I got hooked up with the Sound of SUMTER. One night, me and DJ AJ, we was at Cookie's place downtown. And Levi came in there one Saturday night, and he was looking around. He was like, hey, you. I said, yeah. He said, come here. I went over there. He was like, y'all doing anything tonight? I was like, no. He said, I got a gig in Lucknow and Bishopville.
I know about Lucknow.
Right. So he was like,
Way out there.
Right. Yeah. So he was like, Lagina Prescott.
Yeah.
So she was like, we got a gig out there, man, and I'm looking for a DJ. You want to go? So I looked at Andre. I said, what are we doing? Andre said, cool. So we went up there. And by that time, Levi introduced us to Miss Lagina Prescott and told her, who we was, and we was from New York and this and that. And Levi drove that New York thing to the ground. But guess what? It made us.
Right.
Because everybody thought that, short shot crew from New York City. They thought we just flew in here.
Right.
And that's how I got with the Sound of SUMTER. Ever since then, he would get bookings, and he was like, they want you back. They want y'all back. So we started playing for Levi, and that's how I got into Sound of SUMTER.
So first of all, big shout Levi, founder and owner. He gave us his blessing to talk about this. He said he didn't want to be on the camera and all that.
Right, yeah.
How Levi get it, but it's all good, man. This actually his grandson right here for everybody who don't know who's watching.
Yes, yeah.
But going back to the story, so name some of the clubs that you was DJing at back then in SUMTER.
In SUMTER, I started out at Skydivers, Night Train. That was Joe Holmes' place.
Okay.
out north Maine.
Big shout Joe Holmes. We got to get him on here.
Oh yeah, Joe Holmes. That was pretty much in Sumter. That was pretty much it. Night Train. Oh, 362 Club on Madden Avenue.
Gotcha. So, how much was the DJ getting paid back then?
Back then, I was making like $50 to $75.
Okay, good.
$50
Okay.
to $75.
And that's what year? What year you talking about?
That's 78, 79. That's before we got with the Sound of Something.
Okay.
And that was decent money because, I mean, you go in there and play for a couple of hours and,
Right.
you know, $50 back then.
Oh, yeah.
I just needed a pair of sneakers.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? I just
Gotcha.
needed some pocket change.
What kind of sneakers you was rocking back then, man?
69.
What's that? I don't know. I'm lost on that. Hold on.
Pro Kids.
I got you.
With the stripes
I'm focused now.
69s.
I'm focused now.
Or the Pro Kids.
Okay.
The Pumas, the Adidas, suede. Back then they were suede. We ain't do the
Gotcha.
the Adidas
Right,
leather
right.
till later.
So you're at Sound of Sumter at this point. What's a typical day like? You know, what do you do? What do you what's your job?
Okay, once I got in with the Sound of Something, my job was building speakers. Me and Levi I run this front up to a certain point, and then me and Levi go in the back and start building the speakers for everybody.
Okay.
So it was me and Levi in the back, and then later on, you know, that's when Al came about, and then Al was running the front. You know, Al started running the front.
Okay. So what year that transition happened where DJ Al, my pops, came in the picture?
That was somewhere around, I want to say, 80. What was it? 80.
And I met y'all guys like in the last summer, right around the summer of '84.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
That's
so-
on
yeah.
80. Right.
Yeah, summer
now-
'84.
So we at the point now where you came down. Levi met you at the spot, put
Right.
you on. You running Sound of Something, helping him out, and then my dad comes in '84. But we got to take it back for my dad to where what was your introduction to music, and what made you say, "Hey, I want to be a DJ and take it serious"?
Well, like I'm gonna tell y'all a funny story. When I was in New York around 11, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, and I used to be in the house in the back room, and I used to be drawing comic book characters. I had my own comic book characters and stuff like that. But then it led into what you might call an addictive habit. And then when my mom and my dad saw that me trying to live the so-called superhero life and not really paying attention to what's really going on around me, I was getting into fights at school and trying to be a superhero this, superhero that, and then I wasn't doing my work at school. I would spend more time drawing and making up my own characters. So they took all the stuff away from me, trashed it. I had nothing. Took all my comics, got rid of them, all my drawings, got rid of them, everything. So the only thing left was me and a little 8-track radio I had in my room, and I started listening to BLS. That's when I got to know Frankie Crocker and whoever was on back then. I know Frankie Crocker was the main person I would listen to. He came on from 4 to 8 every day, Frankie Crocker. Then you had WKTU 92. Yeah, with Roscoe. So that's when I started getting into all those guys. But then, moving on from there, and listening to them mix on the weekends and everything, and then coming down here, and I met Steve and saw him actually doing the stuff that I was hearing on the radio. Because, I saw a couple of DJs in New York do it, but it was just like in passing. Like I might be at a park and see somebody doing it, or it was a guy in my building who did it, but I wasn't allowed to go to his house because he was hustling. He had an apartment full of equipment, but he was hustling, so I wasn't allowed to go there. But to see somebody actually do it, that's when I met Steve, see him actually doing it. Mixing, throwing the records on, back spinning, doing nothing, doing all the fancy
Steve,
stuff.
you was doing it like that?
And And that's what caught me. And then after that, I just couldn't help but to come visit Steve every day. I guess he was like, "Oh shit, here come Al." but I couldn't help it because I was fascinated by being next to somebody that could do all that stuff. All the stuff that I saw people do from a distance, I actually saw somebody that could actually do all the stuff. And then when I started being around Sound of Something, sort of building their own speakers, because like Levi could build the speakers you would see in New York at a park, like the big 18s and the 15s and the big giant horns, because these people did come in there and order that kind of stuff. J-Boy had the pressure cookers.
Yeah.
What's a pressure cooker real quick, dude?
Man, it was some special speakers. It was some special speakers that Levi built for me, man. He built. Hey, man, he came to. Hey, they were 4 18s in a cabinet. Shoo! Man,
They wasn't no joke.
Hey, man, the first night I took them out, man, they had the club back then. The man had to put all his tater chips, all his tater chips back up.
The pressure cookers, man.
Yeah.
So my dad now Pop. So now you working at Sound of Something. You know, I know Steve said you was running the front desk. So what's your typical day there?
Well, Steve was back and forth to some Charlotte, and he had a few other things going on. And then once Levi told him that what I was doing, he took the time out to show me how to order records. If this is hot, you got to get a lot of them because the DJs are coming for it. If it's so-so, try a couple of them. If it's not, you're not sure, try a few. If those do go, then to go a little bit more. Just pay attention to what the DJs are looking for.
Right.
And Steve taught me how to fix stuff too. Like people come in with any kind of speaker can be fixed.
Right.
And Steve taught me all of that stuff, how to fix the speakers, take them apart, put the wires back in them, the jack panels and all that stuff. But sometimes speakers come in like PV. Somebody might bring in a broken PV. But Steve showed me how to go in there and fix it, because that's what we did. Even if it wasn't a Sound of Something built speaker, which of course was the easiest to fix, Steve taught me how to fix all the other speakers. But one thing I learned from Steve is how to make sure that sound was right. You gotta have the sound right when you DJing. That's the EQ, the crystal clear. You can't be out there distorting and all that stuff. Steve taught me how the amp's supposed to blink.
Yeah.
Blink. Always blink. If they lock up, something's going to go wrong. He said you can hear when they lock up because your sound is starting distorted. And then a lot of DJs that was around at the time, I was admiring the way they was mixing, but Steve taught me how to take the mix and bring it in nice and smooth. There's the way you take it in, and there's the way you take it out. So the crowd won't even know the record changed.
Gotcha. So were you one of the first, going back to Steve, like you was one of the first, would you say one of the first guys that was really mixing like that, or?
I'm going to tell you a story.
Skydiver, when he saw you keep back queuing.
When I first moved down here, right, I had my 2 turntables, and I had a little mixer. I didn't even have headphones. It didn't even have a spot for your headphones. I call it a surprise mix. You just guess where it's at. But anyway, I got down here, and we set up at Southside Gym. I'm out there, I'm jamming. I'm backspin, bam, bam, bam. And they kept looking at me like, what is he doing? He messing the record up. Man, you scratching that record, man. You stop messing the record up. And I'm like, so me and Andre looking at each other. We from New York, so we like, country boys, what are they talking about? So what happened was, about a year later, about 8 months later, Sugar Hill came out with Rapper's Delight. And you can hear how they rock Good Times. And I've been doing that 2 years prior.
Right.
Then Rapper's Delight came out, bam, Sugar Hill with rocking Good Times. So then they started catching on to what I was doing. And then Kim Tim III came out with Fatback.
Got you.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know about Kim Tim III.
You just put me on. I got to look that up.
Look it up.
So it's safe to say you was one of the first guys around here scratching and mixing.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
J-Boy co-signed it.
No doubt.
As far as I know, as far as I seen him.
And
I come about the country.
Hey, and we heard about you in that country. We're going to get to you in a minute. Legendary in that country.
Yep, DT Express.
But we got to tell the story right. So going back, so now my dad's working at Sound of Something. You working the day to day. You fixing speakers. You're practicing in the back. When is it like, okay, now you're ready for your first show? Or what was your first show? How did that come about? Where you actually was, being able to be out and do shows?
Well, like I said, I always helped them whenever they needed help, and on the weekends, just go ride along, help plug speakers up. Like Steve, I would help him, help him remember where all the records was at. Like if he was playing jam on it, I knew he was gonna play what next. I just had it right there. So, and I knew he was gonna play after that because I used to be at the shop watching him practice. So I knew what was gonna be next, or if he had maybe a choice of maybe this one or not that one. But either way, I had them both ready. Yeah. So
now that's
so then when Steve and them didn't have nothing to do, I would go with Levi with whoever else he would take, like Prescott or somebody like that, and they might go play at a motorcycle clubhouse or something. And I just go sit around out there and help them. But there was a time where I talked to Levi about me wanting to practice, and he would let me practice in the back of the shop when the shop was closed. So as I was practicing, I still didn't get no play. I was just going and helping, but they wasn't sure whether I could do anything or not. So I think the only thing that led to me showing them what I could do was one night I was in the back of the shop practicing. It was a Thursday, and Playboys was jumping back then, but they, for some reason, couldn't find Kip. So Roland came in and said, hey, Levi, where your fellas at? He said, everybody's gone, man. What's going on? He said, I need somebody to cross the street over there to the club. He said, everybody's gone, man. Nobody up here. You want to give Al a try? You sure he can do it? So I was just standing there like looking. I didn't want to like say nothing to mess it up or talk my way into doing something that I maybe go over there and mess up. So I was just standing there looking, and then he was like, Levi was like, sure, give Al a try. Take him on over there. So I grabbed the crates that I had in the back, put them on the hand truck and rolled them over there, and I played all the way till daylight. And when the word got out, they said I did a good job. So I'll call that the first time I ever did something.
Playboys.
Yeah,
what
Playboys.
year is this right now? Playboys
was
Well, when this happened,
This is like summer of '84,
Right.
summer of '85. This was summer of '85, summer of '85.
So that was like one of the premier spots in the city, or
that was big time. They was open 7 days a week.
Ooh,
They had
7 days
DJs
a
from
week.
Thursday to Sunday, and Thursday was their heaviest night at that time.
Okay.
Yeah, Steve and them used to play there too. I used to go over there and help them play at Playboys also.
Gotcha. So around that time, what other clubs might have been jumping in the city that you guys remember besides Playboys? I know you talk about Skydiver before that, but
Joe Holmes had the majority of all the clubs in the song.
big shout Joe Holmes.
He had Night Train. Him and Levi had Club X. That was way before my time. That was in the 60s.
Okay.
They had Club X, and Joe Holmes had the Night Train. He had another club, Midnight Skylines, which was over here off of Lafayette there,
Right.
where Roland's brother used to own not the quick shop, but that's the quick shop, right?
Right.
The quick shop.
Okay.
They had the club in the back there. Which
Okay, I
was
know
the
what
Midnight
you're
Skylines.
talking about. Yeah, they still got a club
right.
back there.
Then Joe had a club out here by Studio J on 378. Joe had a bunch of clubs.
Big shout Joe Holmes, man.
Yeah, Joe Holmes.
We got to
he
get
did
him on here for real.
He did it. Joe Holmes did it.
All right, so at this point, you're doing your thing. Dad, Pops, you're doing your thing. So after that first night, did your career just take off, or was it like a gradual process? What's the story up between that? I guess that's 84 to 90, because we know when the 90s came.
After that, I was just working, working at Sound or something. And whenever I got a chance to go play somewhere, maybe Levi would take me somewhere to play or something like that. Or sometimes Prescott and them still had the Champagne King, so I would help them out a little bit more. And then I met a few people that worked at the radio station. They would come get me to go with them on the weekend. Like, shout out, rest in peace to Frederick Knight from the Big DM. He came down to grab me a couple of times. I used to go with him.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Because the Big DM was in Sumter at that time.
Yeah, there was something at that time, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, good. So, kind of skipping around a little bit, DJ Effect, what's up?
Yeah, what's up?
We're gonna bring you in. So, what was your introduction to music, and how did you decide, like, I want to be a DJ? Of course, I know you through my pop. So, what's that connection? Can you talk about that?
Like
TV, watching TV videos. Mix Show on a Big DM, Wiggy Fresh.
Big shot Wiggy Fresh. He getting on the show soon.
And then I had a DJ live down the street from me, DJ Marky D.
Big shout DJ Marky D.
He used to make mixtapes every Sunday. His mom go to church, and we go down there, and he make a mixtape.
What?
And we down there, and then we would get make a copy of it.
What?
Yeah. So that got me. And then I was like, I want some turntables. He was like, I'll sell you mine. Matter of fact, I still got them. They don't work, but I still got them. Then I bought the turntables. Then I was like, I'm gonna get records from. You know, Camelot, in the mall was, they wasn't hitting on nothing. I found out about Sound or Something. That's where I met Al at. And then they had records. They had equipment. You can buy equipment. You can rent equipment. That was the spot. I couldn't get there. I ride my bicycle there, man, all the way from North Main.
Dang.
I go there, buy some records, and go back home and mess with them, put them on the turntables. That's all, and play with them.
Wow, man, that's legendary. So when did you feel like you was taking it serious to where this is all I'm gonna do, or this is the main thing I'm gonna do at that point? And also 2-part question, like when did you and my dad start working together? I'm pretty sure he saw you coming in and renting equipment and stuff, but when did you guys start working together? So tell that story.
Well, first when I got hold to a car, that what changed everything. I got hold to a car. Then I was in high school. People on like parties and stuff. We started doing parties like around Sumter High, Hillcrest. We was around that area. Then they had a bunch of stuff going back then. Teen club, the skating ring, all kind of stuff going. All you had to do is go to Sound or Something and stand in there. Somebody was coming in for a DJ.
Hey, that's dope,
hey,
right
man,
there.
I'm telling you, after I get out of work, I'll go stand in there, and I'll say, "That's DJ right there."
What?
Hey.
So it's a Friday night. You don't got to gig. You go stand in Sound or Something. Something gonna come through for you, probably.
Something. Hey, just go. All you gotta do is go stand in Sound or Something. Somebody come through looking for a DJ.
That's legendary, man.
I'm telling you, that was the spot.
That's legendary.
If we wasn't DJing or nothing, like they had Levi had a big board on the front side of the soda machine where everybody put their flyers at. I like every weekend, like if I wasn't DJing, I'll go by there just to go by there to look at the flyers, see where I want to go tonight. They don't want no social media and that stuff back then. Yeah.
You got to go by Sound or Something, look at the board and see what's going on back there.
Me and Adam went through there one night looking like, where we gonna go? Man, I ain't going home. We go by there. Joe Holmes out there looking at the board.
So we know, a lot of people know, I know. So when the connection happened with you and my dad, where y'all start working together?
Well, back then I like, it wasn't nothing you can like look on YouTube and somebody teach you how to mix and nothing like that. And I was like, come by the house, man. I'll show you how to mix, man. How you make the beats lock in. Say, I'll do the beats lock in. They don't come off of nothing. I'm trying to play the whole record, and nothing come off. How you do that? See, the beats per minute, man. He said certain ones gonna mix, and you gotta slow it down, speed it up, match the beats. So he showed me how to do that. After then, I started doing stuff. Then hooked me with radio show at Morris College. And I hooked me with that.
Okay.
So I did that for a
Big
little
shot
while.
Morris College.
Then turn around. Then I used to ride with Adam to all kind of clubs, all kind of places. Winsboro, I don't know where we was going. I had to jump in the car with him.
Got you.
Then after a while, he was with him and Soul Doctor. Soul Doctor was
Jackie
on the
Robinson, right? Soul Doctor.
Okay.
Then one day I was going with him, and Jackie said, "I'm getting old, man." He said, "Get you a van or something, man." He said, "I'll give you all the speakers, man."
What?
So I messed around, bought me a van, and then he said, "Y'all, you and Al can have this stuff, man."
The legendary green van.
Oh yeah. Soul Doctor, shout out to Soul Doctor, man.
Oh yeah, big shout, man. Yeah. So we want to talk about moving on. We still talking Sound or Something now. Of course, it's a big, it's a lot of time that went on, but we got to bring in the legendary J-Boy. When did you get your introduction to music, and how do you decide, hey, I want to be a DJ, this is what I'm going to do?
Man, at first, I didn't even want to be a DJ.
What?
That real, man. They had to beg me to DJ. What? I went to the parties. I used to want to dance and try to get girls. So then, man, I went to the party, and then the first night I went to the party, a couple of nights, then my partner DT and my man Hamp, they had a little party. And they been DJing in school. They been trying to get a thing going on in school. So I know the music. So I started playing the music for them. And I ain't had no skills or none of that. They didn't know nothing. Then I ran into one of my homeboys back then from New York. Everything coming from New York. My man, his name was Smokey, man, and he could spin records. And he had turntables and stuff at his house.
Right.
So, hey, I done got fascinated now.
Uh-oh.
So now I started going over to Smokey house every evening, man. Like I said, hey, I'm going to his house every evening, man. Country boy, everything. I got to do my chores. Yeah, I got to do my chores, feed the hogs and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm country now. I'm country. Hey, my dad ain't believing I'm gonna be a DJ, so hey, I got to show him. So then, now I'm going over to Smokey house, learn how to DJ. So now I'm learning how to blend a little bit. He done taught me how to blend. Now, hey, I'm learning how to mix a little bit. Now, here come the next lesson, the scratching part. Oh, so now I learned the scratching part. So then we put up a little disco called DT Express. Me and my partner,
Big
David
disco.
And then here comes, hey, Levi. I'm coming to the Sound of Something now. I'm buying records from Levi and Sound of Something, Al, and all of them. So Levi checking me out. So Levi liking me. He said, hey, man, Levi did Blue Thunder. I'm coming on Blue Thunder. I'm coming on the second album. So he said, hey, man, I want to do a party, man. Let's do a party together. I said, okay, Bob, I got a club in Lynchburg we could do at BJ Lounge. So I'm just starting with BJ Lounge. That's my cousin down there. Big shout out to Kim and Nelson.
Still rolling.
There you go. So, man, we did the party at BJ Lounge. We might have had 20 people, starved to death, like you said. We had a chicken sandwich. That was the name of the game.
Hey,
man.
I know nights like that.
Yeah, man, brother, you get a chicken sandwich. That's all you get to eat that night, a chicken sandwich. So we got a chicken sandwich, man. We come on home with our chicken sandwich. But, hey, man, look here. I don't know nothing about music. I don't know nothing about sound. Then I'm learning, boy. I'm fresh. I'm rookie. Man, I think I got speakers and stuff I can come out. I got these Rode guitar speakers going against Blue Thunder. Lord have mercy.
We got to pause for a minute. Tell the people what is Blue Thunder.
Back then, a disco you didn't want to see. It was power. It was Levi had a Sound of Something disco that he just had built. Hey, this the goddamn truth, y'all. The paint was fresh, wet. The paint he made had dried on it yet. And he brought it out, boy, and oh God, we finished drying it on my behind. But that was everything I learned.
Yeah.
I learned about music and everything. And he said, hey, man, look at here. I see something in you. I like the way you spin the music and you serious about it. And he said, hey, man, I want to give you a chance. I want you to promote my speakers and play my speakers. And I want you to care. And I jump. I'm shocked. I'm like, man, I'm old country boy, man. Levi want me to play his speakers? Whoa. I couldn't believe it, man. So then I started playing Levi's speakers. Hey, next thing you know, things start blowing up and start getting better. And hey, I'm coming up out that country. I'm wild and crazy. But here go the thing. Everybody thinking I'm from New York. But the people who know me know I'm country, but I'm going to these other places.
Right.
And they like Timorsville, Florence, and I'm on that end. They thinking I'm from the city. So I'm letting it flow. So then things start blowing up. And still, like I say, with the Sound of Something. So how I managed to get in the Sound of Something is just that way right there, man. Through by Levi, and then me by coming in, buying music, and then later on, hey, Levi came to me again. He said, hey, man, I'm getting a little older. You want to take the business? And hey, I did it. And it was perfect timing because I was getting ready to get out of DJing because I've done did everything I wanted to do in DJ. I've been done had fun, man. I had fun. And, hey, I set goals, and thank God I was able to get them goals. I wanted to be on the radio station. I wanted to be on TV at least one time. I did everything I wanted to do. And I didn't want to stay out here and get stale. And I was able to draw a crowd without a pencil like they used to say in the day. So I was blessed, man, and I wanted to walk out, and Levi blessed me again, man.
So J-Boy, man, let's talk about, your career back then. Name some of the clubs that you was hitting hard. I heard the stories. They say put your name on the flyer, the whole state coming out, all these stories. Tell us about some of that, man.
Man, I was just blessed, man. I got in one of a good spot. You know, BJ Lounge was one of the biggest clubs, and I was able to get in there, man, in the right time. But I had to put in my part. Man, he wouldn't give me no night, man. He gave me the worst night.
Yeah.
You know, when I first started, man, the man gave me Sunday nights was the best night back then. He had a good little Sunday night, but man, he gave me a Thursday night, man. And nothing ain't been happening on Thursday night, man.
Right.
I was going down there, man, just playing and then playing. So, man, then I asked him for a Friday night. He didn't have nothing going on Friday night neither. So what I did, me and my man DT, we came up with an idea. We started throwing drunk parties. So how we got people to come hear me play, we would throw these drunk parties and we would get potato salad, chicken, go on base, get some gin, and get the cheap gin and the vodka, man, and throw a drunk party, and then, you know, people started coming, and then they started liking the way we were playing music, and now the Friday night done pick up. So now I'm getting a little play, and then we started going around in different clubs and some everywhere, man, and we went to Florence, started doing in Florence, Timmersville, and, you know, this grew, and then, like I say, we still at BJ's. So now, BJ's, a club back then, man, could hold like 2,000 people.
Ooh.
And you had people, man, coming from Georgia,
Dang.
North Carolina, you know, Virginia. And I mean, and when everybody, friends come home and family come home for a holiday, everybody coming to BJ Lounge. They coming there that Sunday night.
Legendary.
Yeah, so now, if you rocking a club like that, you gonna blow.
Yeah.
And you had to hit them. And I tried to hit them every time I played. I tried to hit them. I didn't try to. If I coming hard, I
can vouch for that. Me and Texas got to see J-Boy.
Yeah, and look at that. Hey, matter of fact, me and your dad did a party in Lynchburg. Back then, the next day I had a party I supposed to do. I had a big Christmas party I supposed to do. I got so drunk that Friday night I couldn't even do the free party for the free. Me and your dad, look here, we'll buy the bottle of gin and juice, and what we would do with it at.
We go back and forth till the bottle got empty, and J-Boy would turn around in the back corner of the stages like a rock star, smash the bottle.
We would buy the gin. This is what we would do. We would buy the gin and juice and smash the juice.
We smash the bottle.
Yeah, we would smash the juice. We wouldn't even drink the juice. Y'all crazy. We would smash the juice.
And J-Boy steady had the crowd rocking.
Wildin', man. We used to wild, man. And then that just blew me up because I've been country, man.
Yeah.
When you got old country boy ain't used to that, man, and that will help it get loose, man. And I just turn it loose. That's all I know to do.
Legendary, man. So we gonna bounce around a little bit, but I want to talk about when you transition out of DJ. Now you running the sound of Sumter, and then what was the first club that you owned or you was, you know, that was yours that you was running? I remember Miami, Big Unks, but what is anything before that?
You know, I had a little club in Lynchburg back then, man, that I called. I didn't keep it for nothing 1 month.
Okay.
This is so crazy, man. I opened up the club. I rented the club from a guy, and the club wasn't doing nothing. So I rented the club, and I named the club the Playpen. And he said, well, you can run off my license then. I'm running the club, doing my thing. So I got the first night I opened up on a Friday. I opened up that Friday. I didn't close no more to that. I stayed straight open till 12 o'clock that Sunday. When Sunday came, man, club started bumping. Guy started getting jealous. After a month, he come back. He want the club back.
Oh, man.
So that was my first club.
Right.
I learned from that. And then after I started the sound of something, then, you know, I did Club Miami. I went out there and renamed, I used to call it The Bottom.
Oh, yeah, The Bottom.
Yeah,
The Bottom. So let's clear it up right here. The name The Bottom, Legendary J-Boy. He coined that phrase.
I nicknamed it because where's Miami was at the bottom of the map.
Right.
So that's why I named Club Miami the bottom.
The bottom.
That's where the nickname came from. Shout out to my man Jay Warren, the boy. You know, he did it there. So he was from Florida, and he named the club Miami.
Big job, OG Warren. What's up?
Yeah, man. So that's how that came about. That way I named it the bottom.
Legendary Nights at the bottom. I was trying to sneak in back then.
Yeah, you had to have a nickname, the bottom.
Oh yeah, the bottom, man. So we already know the bottom was Legendary years and years. Then you moved on to Big Unk. So kind of how that came about.
I came on Big Unk. I always like to do my own. Wanted to try my own club, and I've been around and. Man, when you've seen a lot, when you've been in a lot of clubs, you've seen a lot of good and a lot of bad out of every club. And what you thought, that's just your opinion. This was my opinion of what I thought was good and bad. So what I did, I thought what was good, I wanted to put it in my own club and run it my way.
Gotcha.
No other way but my way. And I did that in Big Unk. I did it my way, So, it was a blessing because, like I say, when you've been around and you see a lot of them, it was rules. And I believed in rules. Rules are not bad. My uncle taught me from the country. Everything where you might think bad is good and bad. So I roll with it like that. So a lot of things where you think bad now is good.
I like that.
Yeah,
Legendary Big Unks.
Yeah.
Big Unks is a classic, man. They still
Friday
talking about
to the
Big Unks
Saturday.
Right now.
Yeah.
Saturday you got to be 25 and up.
25 and
If you ain't got a collar shirt, we're going to sell you one.
That's the rule, because guess what? You can't
J-Boy
buy.
sure had the church hanging at the door.
Hey, that was smart, man.
Come on, man. Hey, let's be real, man. Let's be real. Hey, when you buy a man rule, you done bought that man.
Yep.
That man is bought. You can buy a shirt, but you can't buy me. I mean, I buy shirts for you.
Yeah.
That's why I buy shirts for you, where you don't have to try to buy me. Yeah.
I like that, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
like that. I like that.
All money ain't good money.
As you can say that again, man.
Yeah,
so
man.
we gonna bounce around a little bit. Let's go back. I want to talk about, and we're gonna start with Stephen X, DJ Stephen X. We're gonna talk about the 90s, man. Sounding something, the 90s, the clubs, the whatever money y'all was making back then, the trends, what was going on. So what was your experience DJing in the 90s, DJ Stephen X?
Well, in the 90s, we moved up a little bit. We started making a little bit more money. Versus in the 80s, play all night for $50.
Right.
And I had to pay $25 to rent some stuff from Levi. So I ended up with $25. So that was enough for a couple of bottles of Thunderbird and some orange juice.
Yeah. Okay. Good, man. So we're going to switch over to DJ Effect, DJ Al. Legend has it, you guys ran the 90s. So let's talk about that. What clubs y'all was at? What was it like? Really, y'all ran the 90s. This is what it is as far as for this area, something to South Carolina beyond. Let's talk about that a little bit. Either one of y'all can go first.
Well, one thing I enjoyed that me and Effect did in the 90s, what I really enjoyed that we did in the 90s, was how we were so aggressive about how we promoted ourselves. And J-Boy can vouch for that. Putting those flyers up was a job. But once you got into it and you wanted to do it, it was nothing to it. Me and Effect would hang up posters all night long. Like one night, me and Effect caught up with each other. It was kind of late. And Effect was like, man, it's too late to get flyers. Everything closed. I said, nah, man, you got Kinko's in Columbia. They 24 hours. So we went to Kinko's. Some dude was up there. He hooked us up with all kinds of flyers. And by the time we came back and we put up flyers all night. That's how persistent we were. We were about to call it a day. So we can't do nothing. Staples is about to close. Blah blah blah. So go to Kinko's on 2 nights. It's 24 hours.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
They
Then I'm gonna tell you something else that me and Effect that we really that inspired us. J-Boy and 3Ts. Because what J-Boy and 3Ts would do would be like, look, they would go to the club and say, look, give us 60% of the door, half of the door, and we just build it. Rather we come once a month or every now and then. That we do all the footwork, we get them in there, as long as y'all give us the fair share of the door. So that inspired me and Effect to go to places like Jiggers, which is one of our main spots back then. And we would get Thursdays out there and get the same deal J-Boy would get. And then, but we had to bust our behinds advertising. We had to put flyers up from here to who knows where. We go to Camden, Bishopville, little trailer parks, little gas stations.
Everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
We leave at 9 o'clock at night in Sumter. We gotta come back at 4 or 5 in the morning. We went to King Street. I'm talking everywhere. Bishopville, everywhere.
Yeah.
That's that old school promoting.
And one time, we said we got juggers. And we got Thursday nights. We locked that in. Every Thursday was us. So me and Al made a mixtape. So we went to let's make a mixtape and talk about the club all through and see what happens. So we made a mixtape and we went down to Gable, the Big Daddies. Put some give some cassettes away. Next Thursday, see Gable in the building, so you know it worked.
Yeah, sure did. Yeah.
So promoting via the mixtape, J-Boy, you know, he gave the game as far as asking for that percentage off the door.
Yeah.
So DJs, you know, I'm gonna just leave it at that. You know, you can't get what you want. Try to work. Be a businessman. You are a businessman. Let me get something off that door. But J-Boy gave you a route as far as, you know, promoting, and then y'all, you know, beating the streets down. I still do that today, learning from my dad in effect. So at that point, you decided to do a mixtape. It worked. Would you guys say you was the first ones promoting that way through a mixtape?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Yeah, because I know J-Boy called me. He said, I had to listen to the mixtape to find your number.
Yeah.
You know, you know.
That's legendary, man. And you know, from probably not as much now, but I remember like people passing out mixtape CDs, promoting all the DJs, man. So all this stuff is coming from the foundation, which is Sound of Sumter. All these careers spawn from that. Legendary. Been able to provide for your families, raise your children, and just, you know, create, you know, a legacy. Yeah. And that's why we documenting this today, man. And we want to really big you guys up. Like I said, you guys are libraries. All these stories y'all telling, we had to let the world see this stuff. And I know y'all still got millions of stories to tell, but we just capturing what we can capture today or whatever. So I thank y'all for coming out. We still got, you know, a couple more questions to ask at that point. Go back to my dad. So the 90s is here, and you're working at Sound of Sumter. When did you decide, hey, it's time for me to do my own thing? And, you know, that's when the Music Hut was born.
Well, first of all, I'd like to give a big thanks to my man Steven X for bringing me on. You know, he gave me a chance. I was a little teenager, little snotty-nosed teenager. You know, he gave me a chance. You know, he didn't have to do it, but he did. So big thank you to Steve. And a double thank you to Levi for believing in Steve, because Steve was like, look, he's a little backwards, but we get him in there. You know, we get him in there. Just let him hang out. He ain't going to do nothing to hurt us. He's a little slow. We'll get him in there. And so big shout out to Levi. Thank you for everything that he did, you know, and everything. So, and so what happened was when Levi was transitioning and J-Boy was transitioning, you know, I was just trying to just doing my own thing. I was inspired by Effect. Effect was doing his own thing. I was inspired by J-Boy. He was doing his own thing. And a bunch of other DJs and other guys I met that were doing their own thing. So I was just out there, you know, just selling out of my car, doing little odds and ends here and there, going to flea markets. I went to flea markets as far as North Carolina, Georgia, just going out, doing little things. And then as time progressed, I decided that, you know, maybe I could keep doing the same thing I was doing at Sound of Sumter, but just do it, you know, a little bit differently. So that's when Al's Music Hut was born.
Okay, how long you been in business now?
I'm 19 years.
19 years, man. That's to be celebrated.
Yeah,
we gonna go to DJ Effect. He had that JC World popping off in Manning. Where did that start? Like I said, you a product of Sound of Sumter as well. So when did JC World start? Just tell the story about that, you know, real quick about that.
I'm partnered up with Jeff. He worked at the Sound of Sumter.
Big shout Jeff Sound of
South Carolina.
Big shout to Ecstasy Crew.
See, first I was at the flea market at Shaw Air Force Base.
Okay.
I was at there and they had somebody helping me. Then I said, I'll go on the man with Jeff, man. He said, nah, what you gonna do, man? I can't get out there. I said, you know what? You pick everything in the store what you want. You get half of the store, man. I'm gonna leave. You know, I'm gonna pay the month rent, everything. You get it from there. So I got my guy. He could pick his stuff. I'm gonna got whatever he didn't want. And I went to Man with Jeff. That's 2001. We got a building over there, and then My man Carl had Varsity Sports.
Big shout, Carl.
He furnished some clothes. He furnished the clothes. As soon as we get the clothes in there, somebody busted one out and steal them. Somebody bust them out the window and steal
Man
them.
in South Carolina, what's
The
up?
next thing I know, I looked, found some clothes hanging in the woods. And then finally somebody told who did it, but he been locked up by the time I found out.
Yeah.
And then me and Jeff, we had that build. So we was like, man, we gotta get out. We gotta get downtown somewhere. So we messed around, found a building down there. Called the man. He said, yeah. So we went downtown, man, and we stayed. I forgot. We stayed there for a minute, man. Make some money, man.
Yeah, I remember, man. JC World was that spot, man.
Make some money down there. Sold some CDs and music, some clothes and incense. It sounded something inspires, man.
Exactly.
We even
man.
give away the
Sound of
candy.
something,
We give away the candy and the incense in the bag.
Hey, you know you go to Sound of Something to get that candy and incense. I was a kid to grab me a big handful and run in the back real
I
quick.
don't care what you buy from Sound of Something. You buy it. You can throw the bag away. I'm saying you be at the club DJing. The record smell like incense, like Sound of Something.
They had to make them own.
I got a big shout to my dad because he put me on the turntables. He gave me Mary J. Blige's Real Love, and I'm like, what's this? Why he said just keep spinning those back all day. I thought I'm about to be putting records on the joint like I'm seeing everybody else doing. Nah, you gonna play these two records right here till you learn how to spin them back and mix these two records right here. So all day was dunk, 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 and that's how I learned. And give a big shout to J Boy because when I was coming through Sound of Something, whatever I needed, here, what I owe you, nothing. So gave you my start. So I gotta salute that out. Also Effect, same thing, whatever I needed. So you guys careers, spawned and helped so many careers in this thing, and Sound of Something was the foundation of it all. So that's why we had to document this today. And I want to thank y'all, for coming out and really telling this story. We might have to do a part 2 because I know we really based it around Sound of Something and kind of touched on some of you guys' career. Like my dad, both of y'all, everybody made TV appearances, radio appearances, trips to New York. There's so much we could talk about, but we just want to document, this one. We're gonna be doing this show, time and time again. We got three T's coming up. DJ Wicked Fresh, we've been talking to him, so we really gonna be documenting all the legendary DJs and people of business from Something in the surrounding areas. But look how Sound of Something just spawned so many great careers and businesses, along the way. So you guys got any closing comments, anything you want to say, anything you want to talk about? We're going to start with Stephen X.
Well, it's kind of a blessing that you're doing this, and I'm glad you're doing this because it needs to be noted that Sound of Something has a landmark downtown, even though it's not there now.
Right.
But when I came down here, Levi's like my second dad. Levi pretty much raised me. When I was a teenager, instead of me being with my dad was jealous of Levi because I stayed with Levi more than I stayed with him.
Okay.
We back there building speakers and DJing and all over the place and wherever DJ. Whenever Levi went home, like for Thanksgiving, he brought me with him. I sit right there at the table. Levi's wife, Levi's mother, Junior, Mike, Squeezer, and the 2 daughters. I'm sitting there like I'm family. And he didn't do nothing with too many people from the Sound of Something.
Right.
He brought me in. I was like his son.
Gotcha. Let's shout out some of the DJs that was at Sound of Something back then that you can remember.
Okay, you got Ronnie. You got Prescott, which is Roller Master. You got
Rest in peace.
Yeah, Roller. Yeah, rest in peace.
We can't forget our rest in peace to Dancing Bear Tyrone.
I'm getting ready to say that.
DJ Kemp. Rest in peace, DJ Kemp.
Just a lot of them gone.
DJ Cameo.
Yep.
G-Man.
Yep.
Okay.
DJ AJ Andre.
But he's still here though. But he'll be here. He'll be here on South Side.
You got Starfire.
Yep. Starfire. Yep.
Yeah, Starfire.
Yep.
Joe Bennett.
Yep.
Young Blood.
Yep.
GQ.
Yep.
Gotcha, man.
Yep.
So many, man.
Windjammers, that was before my time, but I heard they was the joint.
Windjammers, yeah.
I heard they was the joint.
Jammer Tears down there.
Yeah, Jammer Tears up there on Black River Road up there in the country. Yeah. Cool C Disco.
Legendary DJs, man. Sound of something, man. Fake, you got any closing comments?
And Levi was the man, yo.
Yeah.
Big shout
That's
Levi,
it,
man.
Levi, man.
Levi started this thing, man. All
Yeah.
you DJs pay homage. You understand, man, where it started from. You know, even if you don't know, this is what this is about, showing you where it started from, man. So, Pops, what you talking about, Pops? That's
Yes,
some
sir.
closing comments?
Yeah, we definitely want to say big shout out to Levi Howard Sr. Thank you for everything. Everything you did for us here at the core, as far as the core Sound of Something members and all the DJs that came through Sound of Something throughout the years. I'm telling you, Levi was a major staple in getting them started and keeping them rolling no matter where they came from. And some of the most famous DJs that came in Sound of Something. I remember when Mighty Jody came in there, and I was like, whoa, that's Mighty Jody right there, Al. Yep, Mighty Jody.
Sound of Something used to host a lot of people when who was that? Heavy D and the Boys came
Heavy
down.
D and the Boys came down. Yeah.
All day they stayed at the Sound of Something all day.
You had to stop by Sound of Something.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you come in town,
You had to come in town.
Run
Yep.
DMC,
Yep.
Sound of Something.
Yep.
All
People
of
got to
them.
know that stuff, man.
Treacherous 3 and MC, all of them.
Right,
right
right.
there, the Sound of Something. Hang out all day.
What?
And see, what the advantage that Sound of Something had over all the stores in town was all of us there was DJs and we knew music. So if a song came on the radio and more you can hear about, the last thing you hear, or the only thing you heard about the song every week that it did was ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. You can come and Sound of Something. Hey man, what's that song that got if I didn't know it, Steve knew it. If Steve didn't know it, Junior knew it. Somebody knew it.
Somebody knew.
Yeah.
Nobody knew. But you couldn't go to the neighboring stores and do that because they hired people based on what you might call application. You know, oh, he's pretty good. Let's hire him. But Sound of Something had people in there that was in there for the love of the music. They lived and died by music. They slept by music. They woke up on music. Music was like their Bible. So whatever the DJs, if not the DJs, just the general public needed musically, Sound of Something was the #1 spot because that's what we was taught to do. That's what we was built to do, to know music.
Facts. DJ J Boy, any closing comments for this one?
Hey, man, once again, big shout out to Levi, man. He's the founder and starter of all of this, you know. Like I say, I came to the city from the country, and he took me on his wings and brought me in and made me his son, too, man. So,
man.
nothing but love to him, man. Nothing but love. So, and I appreciate you, nephew, for doing this.
Definitely,
nephew.
man.
Thank you.
No, it ain't
Definitely.
nothing but love,
Thank you.
boy. I got to put that love on you now.
Appreciate you.
And I got one more thing to say. We got to give a shout out to Joe Holmes also.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Joe
Big
Holmes.
shout out to Joe Holmes.
That was Levi's right-hand man.
We got to get Joe Holmes on here, man. Levi said he don't want to be on the
Right.
camera and
He
all
don't
that. We
wanna-
gave
We
us.
can get Joe in here.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you now, it's going to be kind of hard for y'all to get me here now. I'm going to tell you.
A good show would be Joe Holmes
Yeah.
and Steve because
Well, you
they
know
could-
how I
their
like
history
to
put
do it
together
now,
would definitely be a good history for Sound or something.
Look at here, Al. If you get a cup of coffee here, I might come.
Big shout out to Joe
This is a
Holmes.
shout out, Mr. Joe.
Oh, yeah, man.
Know the
Hey,
deal,
Mikey,
man.
what's up, man? Talk to the people one time.
Oh man, you know it's all
That's
love.
the grandson right
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Big shout out to my grandpops, man. I ain't gonna lie, everything changed my life when it came to this. Definitely love my uncle. You know what I'm saying? Effect. We used to be playing with this stuff and breaking stuff and hiding it. But you know, but yeah, man, something, man. That's where it's at. That's home. That's love, man. That's life. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely a staple in the Sumter, South Carolina community. Like I said, we might do a part 2. Who knows? But I thank you guys for coming, taking the time out your busy schedule to, you know, document this. Like I said, you guys are libraries, man, and we got to document this stuff while you're still alive and well. So much blessing to all of you guys. Peace and love and everything you guys doing, your families and all that. Sound of Something, man. That's where it's at, man. DJ Bezo 803 on that social media. That's my host right here.
Being Mikey on all social medias. Love y'all.
We out. 1.
Jesus.